In this video, I'll be installing a Digitrax SDXH166D sound decoder into my Bachmann Donald and or Douglas, they're the same. But I should mention that I chose this decoder because it is programmable. Most decoders are not like that. Only Digitrax and ESU offer that, so yeah. On with the disclaimers. First, I gotta mention, if you're under about 14 or 16 years old, don't attempt this because it involves extremely hot soldering irons, fast spinning drills, and electrical things and computer things that are probably going to be too complex. Like, seriously, start with something easier before doing this. But I should also say, this is not a tutorial. This is just me documenting my process. I guess it gives you a good overview of what to expect if you attempt it, but don't follow everything I did exactly because I did make some mistakes that I will go over. So definitely watch the whole thing over before you attempt this as well. So on with the video. I first began by removing the wheels on the tender, which is very easy, and undoing the 4 screws on the bottom to separate the top and bottom. On the inside of the tender there is a weight that needs to come out so we can mount the speaker and so we don't have any short circuits. I believe it was glued down the first time I opened the tender up. Next, of course, the body shell had to come off, which is done with 6 screws around the wheels. The ones underneath the cab are particularly hard to get to because the wheels kind of block the screwdriver, but it's doable with a bit of patience. I accidentally forgot to start the camera again, but I removed the 3 screws from under his cab, and I'm probably gonna put the wires through the back of this thing. Seeing it all taking it apart kind of freaks me out. Just look at the back of the face there. Ooh. Now I will remove the little board from the rear, and I'm gonna have to cut these wires. I hope you can see this well enough. Let me zoom in. There. There. And this board is no longer needed. But I think I will put that screw back in. Just in case. I resent the fact that I'm gonna have to solder like this. I mean, just, dear God. Hopefully I can manage it. I mean, look at how short these little wires are coming out of here. Oh, Bachmann. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to disassemble this more. Looks like it's just 2 screws, and my screwdriver is too big. Oh, that. Oh. That was easy. Now it's rolling freely. Just this part alone is pretty heavy too. Yeah, there we go. Alright, so this is ready to solder. And then I soldered it, but I didn't film it because I didn't particularly feel like putting my camera in between me and a soldering iron, which was way too hot for a phone. I also drilled a hole in the tender and cab so I could feed the wires through. I just started with the smallest drill bit I had and went to the second size up, and that made it large enough to fit the wires. Aching pain. Yes, here we have Donald kind of all sprawled out. His frames are on the tracks.
his motor is connected and the wires just go through the tender and the cab to the decoder. The rest of his body is right here.
He's been lobotomized. He's mentally disabled.
Yeah.
Said Donald.
Don't worry, Donald. We can fix you. We have the technology. We can put you back together. Okay, let's hope this doesn't blow up. Yay, it's not working. Yay, it's working! Yeah! High five! But, yeah, high five! But kind of correctly or gently, here. That's not gentle, and that isn't correct. I think that's enough. The quest for the perfect high five is unceasing. But, the quest for the working decoder and Donald is, well, it's over here. I don't think you can see his motor from that angle, but you can hear it. No, you can see it. I can't zoom in, though. But, that's because you need to tap that. Yeah, you can see that. Yeah. I smell the ozone. Woo! Yay, Bachmann motors. Well, it's incredibly easy to replace that motor. As you saw already, it's very easy to remove the shell of Donald and Douglas. I wish I could say that for all the Bachmann models, but no. Also, might as well go over my plans for how I plan to mount the speaker. As long as it doesn't conflict with the tender wheels, I should check. Is the speaker narrow enough to fit between the axles? Not quite. So, I guess I should drill or cut a rectangular hole right here between the two rear axles on the tender.
Why do they need to be between the axles?
Because you see these slight raised, or actually, oh, it's not raised here, so I guess I don't need to do that because the speaker is going to be above them anyways. So, yeah, I plan on cutting a hole here for the speaker to come through. But I might as well describe what I did. Let's see, what size bit is this? I started off with a 1/16 bit in both, and then moved up to a 5/64 bit. And, yeah, that made the hole big enough for all 4 wires. So, yeah, all I gotta do is cut that hole and reassemble him. So I guess I'll get back to you guys after I've cut that hole, because I don't really feel like filming that either. The reassembly is the part that matters most. Okay, I've gotten the hole pretty close to the size I want it. I know I'm using an illegal drilling technique, but desperate times call for desperate measures. And I don't have a file. Okay, that hole isn't quite the size I wanted it to be, but I think if you can see it, let me turn on the light. I think that will work. So, I guess I'll just find an adhesive to mount the speaker with. Okay, so, oh, tripod. No. Okay, so my tripod was loose. Anyways, I don't have any silicone sealant or anything, so I decided to play it safe and just use some tape. What? Come on, tripod. It's a good thing I have a toolbox right next to me. I'll go tighten that. So one thing I forgot to mention is that I had to cut off that post there that held down the weight, just like that one there. Maybe I'll cut off that second one too, because obviously this weight isn't going to fit in there anymore if the speaker mounted. Okay, time to put Donald, time to put Donald back together. Don't worry, Donald. We have the technology. We can rebuild you. I think this is the first time I've ever done something while standing awkwardly behind a camera. Ugh. You know, I should probably screw that back on. Hopefully I can fit all the wires with their heat shrink back in. There isn't much space in there. I guess I should probably put his body back on first. Let's see, his eyes are pointing that way. Gotta be gentle. No. No. No.
What happened? Did his eye go missing?
Oh no. Conundrum, how do I get the wires through there? I forgot that was a fully enclosed piece and that I didn't realize I had to solder around it. So what I'm going to do is cut here and here. Oh, jeez. Oh, well, at least I'm not screwed. I hope. Okay, mistakes were made, but, oh well, I cut a slit in the shell. Not too pretty, but, I mean, it's between the tender and, so, yeah, pretty much all you'll be able to see is the cut and the buffer beam, and I can probably paint over that if I can find the right paint. Now, let's get those wires through. And almost there. Now I can put the shell back on for real this time. I guess I'll have to put a disclaimer at the beginning of this video warning people not to follow me step by step without watching the whole thing first, because I make a horrible mistake. Hopefully I didn't break any of the wire connections. I've done that before. Okay, I give up on that screw. It will stay unscrewed. Is his body on straight? Straight enough. Okay, let's test him to make sure I didn't accidentally break a solder joint. Okay, he's on the track. Let's see if I broke a solder joint. Please. Please say no, please say no, please say no. Thank God. Okay. Okay. We can continue. I didn't break anything. Okay. Time to reassemble the tender then. Let me just reposition the camera. You know, I should tie these off too. getting pretty exasperated. There. Now, for the, well, not final test, but you get the idea. Now for another test.
All back together?
Yep. Reassembled.
1 second. Let's capture Donald's first wheel turn.
Oh, isn't he cute? Yes. DCC equipped. With sound. Well, actually not with sound yet, but there is a speaker and a sound decoder. I just gotta program the sounds. I deleted the default Digitrax diesel scheme before I started. But now I can load, just as someone in a cooking show would say, now I can upload this sound project that I prepared beforehand. Right here I have him on the programming track with my PR3. And there are better videos on YouTube describing this process. But first things first, I'm going to change the address to be 9 instead of 4. Oh. Looks like I'm gonna have to spin him around so he doesn't roll off the tracks while programming. Because for those of you watching who don't know how that works, the decoder talks back to the programmer using the motor. So if you don't have a motor attached, it will not be able to read anything back. As you can see, he's inching forwards there. There. Let me just make sure this sound. Okay, good. So now, download. Oh, I forgot. It makes a truly terrifying sound while it's writing the sound files to the decoder. I don't know why the speaker makes that sound. I don't know why they didn't make it a more pleasing sound, but that's how it is.
It would make excellent ear rape.
It is ear rape. And I should probably mention, this is a 16-bit decoder. The 8-bit ones make a slightly less terrifying and slightly less loud sound there, but yeah.
Nice, extremely concerning clicking you got there.
There go the audio files themselves. This is going to take a while, obviously, so I guess I'll just speed up this footage. Yeah. Oh! A new horrifying sound! Oh, there it goes. Huh. Oh, yeah.
I wonder what it's doing. Why does it make this sound?
I bet if you put this through a really big speaker, you'd break it.
Yeah, but how did they wire this or design the decoder to do something so bizarre? Do ESU decoders do this too?
Probably not. Okay, it's done. And while I was uploading, I noticed that some of these files, the ones I added, are 32-bit instead of 16-bit. So let's do a sound test to see if they work right. Please work right. I'm going to try uploading a different sound scheme to this to see if it works. I'll be right back. Okay, I uploaded another project and it seems to be working. Not perfectly though. Let's lower that.
What the hell was that?
Oh yeah, it was just too loud to play. Okay. So this sound project is working.
Is it?
And by working, I mean not working on the programming track. But yeah, looks like I just gotta swap those out for some proper 16-bit sound files to make it work right. So, I'll go do that. Okay, I was exactly right about the issue. I had accidentally exported them as 32-bit files instead of 16-bit, and it works now.
That is extra.
Gotta change that one. Okay, I am going to change that. When I'm done, I'll be back. Could you stop that? He knows what he's doing. Stop! I'm trying to film you. I got to remove that sound. It plays way too frequently. Maybe I can turn it down somehow. There. Finally. It's working correctly. Well, I guess that's the end of the video. I gotta edit a few more sounds, but that's not really worth filming. Here, let's see him go by. Very photogenic. The reason I used the Digitrax sound decoder was not because I wanted custom Thomas and Friends accurate sounds on this. It's because I wanted this! Yeah!